are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Julie Jules World. Let's go ahead and begin our tutorial. First things first, we're going to be doing a DIY sewing organizer caddy, or just a sewing organizer. What you will need is some white scrapbooking paper, 6 pieces of 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper, and then you're going to also need to cut it down, okay? And the measurements to that is 8 inch by 10 inch, okay? So you'll need 6 pieces of 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper, and then you're going to cut that down, all 6 pieces, into 8 inch by 10 inch. And when you break it down into 8 inch by 10 inch, guys, it's going to look like this. And then the next step is going to be scoring it. I'm going to get my scoring board so you can see. And then we're going to be scoring it. You could turn it on your 10 inch. And we're going to be scoring at 9 inch. All right, like that. And then you're going to do this for all 6 of them. You're going to fold those scoring lines. Just enforce that scoring line, guys. So you're going to be doing that to all 6 of them, guys, okay? Start with your first 3 scrapbooking paper. We're going to glue them together, okay? And that's the reason why I don't want to skip this step. I wanted to show you guys exactly what you need to do. So with your paper all scored and ready, we're gonna layer one section on top of another, okay, like this. It should be together like that. And so the next one you're going to do is gonna put this one here underneath this, like that, and you're gonna glue that down. You're going to repeat this step from the other 3 more scrapbooking paper, okay? Once you finish doing both of them like this, guys, you should have 2 of them like this now, and we're going to get some fabrics for this. First, you're going to cut this out, cut the fabric out to the size of the scrapbooking paper, and then you're going to spray the fabric, and then lay your scrapbooking paper on top of it like that, guys, and firmly press down on it. Then afterwards, we're gonna put it together after that. You need to do this to both of the scrapbooking paper. Okay, guys, so once you finish spraying your fabric and placing it down on your scrapbooking paper, it should now look like this, guys. Go ahead and grab one of our outside base, make some pockets for this, okay, guys? Let's put this aside. And now you're gonna need 2 pieces of fabric that measures 12 inch by 11 inch, and it should look like that. You should need 2 of those, put that aside. And then you're gonna need 2 more that measures 9 inch by 11 inch, okay? There's gonna be 2 of them. You're gonna need another piece of fabric that measures 9 inch by 5 inch, all right? So these are all pockets right here. These 2 are pockets. So what you're gonna do with these fabric, every one of the fabrics, we're gonna be putting some interfacing at the back of it, guys. I went and did it a step ahead, okay? So you're gonna need interfacing for all of these fabrics. This is the interfacing I use, medium weight interfacing. And I put on my fabric, cut it out, and then just iron it on there. I'm gonna do that for all 4 fabrics. And once you get that done, okay, our next step is we are going to be laying these pockets on top of our base, our front base, okay? The 2 pieces of fabric that measures 12 inch by 11 inch, guys. We're gonna take those 2 and we're gonna fold that down in half. Fold both of them in half like that, okay? Make sure they're even out, guys, and then you can just fold it one more time. And there's a reason why I'm doing this, because I'm trying to get the center of it, so we know where to sew down at, okay? And it should not look like that, where you can see the lines where you fold. That's all set. And then for the other two pockets, let's just put that aside. We're gonna be doing the same thing, except for this one, the 9" by 11" both of these, you're just gonna fold one corner up like this, about the 1/2 inch, I would say. On the, let's see, the 11" an 11" section, you're gonna fold it 1/2 inch up. You're gonna do it for both of these. You can iron it out, or you can press it firmly with your fingers, like I'm doing as well. And so, because what we're gonna be doing is gluing this part down here, and we're gonna fold it up where we can, because I'm not gonna do a lot of sewing. It's gonna be some sewing, but not much at all. The part that you folded, we're gonna open that out, and we're gonna be gluing that down with some glue right there, and then we're gonna fold this over and tuck it in and glue it down like that, guys, okay? We're gonna be doing the same thing for both pockets. It should now look like that, guys. And once you finish, we're gonna fold it one more time in the center. That way we can sew it all the way down. We can mark that spot. Should have a center right here. Can line up with the bigger pockets. That way when we set it in place, we know exactly where to sew down at. So we're gonna do the same thing for this side too as well. Put those two aside, okay? All right, and then we're gonna be laying these pockets on our base. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna leave that alone. This side we're gonna leave alone, okay? So our pocket's gonna go on these two here. So let's go ahead and position a pocket. The bigger pockets, okay? We're gonna lay it, I think it's about 2" from the top. You're gonna lay that down and make sure you center that, guys. Make sure it's even out. Okay, and then you're gonna do the same thing, 2" from the top here as well. And you're gonna layer this pocket here too as well. So both of them should now look like that. When we position this, we're gonna be sewing this end right here, and we're gonna be sewing this right here, so we can lock that in place. Make sure the end that you're sewing down at is the one that is you know, the one that's open. We're gonna be closing that, so make sure you sew off the bottom here, and then you're gonna sew here on this side as well. All right, guys, you should have your the bottom section sewn. It should now look like that, guys. Okay, both of them should be sewn on there. So the next step, we're gonna need our outer pockets. All right, and the section that we fold, we're gonna be facing that down. We're gonna put that right on top of the other pocket, okay? It's in the center. Make sure that line that the part that we folded in half, guys, make sure it's lining up with the other pocket too, the line. That's why I wanted to fold it in half, so it can match up these two, so we can know where the center's at, so we can, when we do sew down, we have a straight line to guide us exactly. So put it about, I don't know how many inch, but I put a close up, guys, so you guys can see. You put that in position, and then you do the same thing. Make sure this is not sticking out. Make sure this is going facing downwards, okay? And then we're gonna put it on this end too. Same thing we're gonna do for this one as well, guys. And make sure it's lining up, everything's lined up. And then, you know, leave a little gap in between here. Go ahead and put that in place, guys, and then we're gonna be sewing at this end right here. And then we're gonna sew at this end as well, right here. Okay, guys, once you finish sewing both of these onto that, it should now look like that. Okay. And the next step we're gonna do is gonna sew down the middle, the center of it, okay? To lock those pockets in. All right, so the line that you that we mark when we fold the fabric over, you're gonna sew all the way down in the center, guys, and stay on that line, the marked line. And the same thing with this side. All right, it should look like this, where you sew down the middles part, okay? And it should be all set in place. Everything should look. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna be flipping this over, and we're gonna be gluing these back pieces of the pockets down in place like this. I suggest that you can use the fabric glue to do that, because it does just such an awesome job. Or you can use glue gun. You can use that. Now I'm going to use a fabric glue. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be gluing this in the back with a fabric glue. So the reason why I'm going to turn it over so you guys can see when we fold the pockets, All right, you can fold it like this and it'd be like that, guys, but we don't want it to be so tight where we can't put anything inside of it. So leave some room so we can be able to put some stuff in there. Okay, leave like a little gap there. See how it is like that? There's a little gap there. Just leave a little bit of gap so you can be able to put things inside of there, guys. Okay, when you do fold it in half and glue that down. Very mindful of that, guys. Let's go ahead and glue this down. Finish this one section here. Here's something I just figured out too, guys, before we go over to this next step. You can actually, because there's two layers, we can actually cut that first layer off, guys, so it won't be so thick when we fold it. Before you even do the whole project, you can go that route, guys. You can cut just some of the piece, and I'm just going to show you example, just kind of like that. And that way it'll be easy to fold and it won't be so thick of a layer. And the same thing with this side. You can do the same thing with this side. And then you just fold that over. I like that better than the thickness. But I already did this one, but I'm gonna just do this for this one here. But I suggest when you do that, go ahead and cut those extra layers because there's no need for it. And then you're gonna be folding that over anyways. You're not gonna be seeing that stuff. Okay, so that's just my suggestion, guys. You can go that route or you can just fold it the way it is. Either way, it's still gonna work, but if you don't want all that bulk, I suggest you go that route. So I'm gonna continue cutting the back of these things off too. Okay, guys, it should now look like this once you finish gluing the back pockets in place, guys, okay? So yeah, it should have some, let me fold it up so you guys can see. Pocket should have some space. If you can see this right now, in between each other. Once we finish, we're gonna be needing cardboard or some chipboard. I actually gonna use some chipboard, guys, and it's pretty thick. The size is, it's a pretty good thickness to it. And I bought this from, I think it was Staples, but you can purchase this from Walmart or online or Amazon. I'll do my research and see if they have it available on Amazon for you guys, and you can check at Walmart. But we're going to be using these to put on here, placing them down on these section, guys, like so. So piece gonna go right there. Okay, and make sure the small one does not go over the lines, guys. Make sure it stays between the two scoring lines as well, and these do not go over the scoring lines. Just make sure you're very mindful of that, because you want to be able to fold these when it's time to fold it up. You're gonna glue them down, guys. Your glue gun, and start gluing these at the bottom. Glue at the bottom of here, all over, guys, and then put them on top of here like that. We'll do the same thing for every one of these. Glue those in place, and then we're gonna get back to our next step. Okay, guys, now that you have everything glued down in place, it should now look like that. Okay. Like that, guys. So far, so good. So let's go ahead and get our other base. Okay, and we're gonna be putting on top of there. Make sure this matches up with that, guys. Okay, this end. Make sure that happens, and don't worry about these layers sticking out, guys, because when you put things inside of pockets, it'll push it back in. So let's go ahead and glue this in place, guys. Okay, we'll start from this end here. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna do a little section at a time. In the center part, guys, you can use regular glue to glue down here, because this is paper and this is paper, and it'll stick to that perfectly fine. But in the end here, this is where we're gonna be using our glue gun, okay, to the tip of the end, so we can seal that stuff in. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the glue in center. Use double-sided tape as well if you have that. And so once we finish with that, guys, glue these corners down with your hot glue gun. Okay, and fold that down. And so it should now look like that so far. Should have the first end glue down. This is how it look. Should be sealed in place, guys. Okay, and if you see any kind of you know, spots that is kind of open, you can just go ahead and get your glue gun and just glue it in there. Okay, and so we're gonna just continue doing this process. Same thing, putting your glue on top of the paper, and then the outside, you're gonna just put your hot glue on the outside of it, and just continue doing the whole entire thing, guys. And then we get to the next step. All right, guys, you should have it all glued down. Everything should be in place. It should now look like that. This is how it should look now. Okay. The last step would be, we're gonna be putting our little cushion in front here. So let's go ahead, let's put this aside. You're gonna get your 9" by 5" fabric, and you're gonna fold that over. Okay, you're gonna fold it over on the 9" okay, section. You're gonna fold it over, and then you're gonna center that. Make sure center. All right, and then we're gonna be sewing all the way around here, guys. Let me go ahead and do this for you guys. Make sure you leave it just about a 2" gap. All right, and then you're gonna sew all the way around there, and then you're gonna come back and sew over here as well. Okay, guys, you should have it all sewn around. Then we're just gonna cut the corners. We're gonna flip it inside. Okay, guys, and now it should look like that. If you want, you can iron it, but I'm gonna leave mine just like that. And what we're gonna be needing next is we're gonna be needing some fiber filled stuffing. We're gonna need some of this, because this is gonna be our pin cushion that we put all of our pins on. Okay, guys, it should now look like that, and you should still have the gap open. So let's just go ahead and glue this in place. We can use our fabric glue, or we can use glue gun. It's your choice. So I'm going to use the glue gun. I'm just going to glue right at the top there, and then I'm going to fold this, guys, like so. And I'm going to squeeze those corners. Now it should look like that, because we're going to be gluing this part down anyway, so that doesn't matter. And then we're going to take our Caddy, our little organizer, and we are going to be putting it about, I would say, just leave about a ½ inch out, guys. And then we're going to go ahead and glue that down in place. The part that we glue down, make sure it's facing in the back, guys, like that. Okay, glue that in place, guys. There you have it. Yep. And then there it is. That is in place, guys. Beautiful. And that's it for our organizer, guys. You go ahead and fill this beauty here and enjoy it. Beautiful. So yes, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and you will definitely see me in my next video. Bye, my YouTubers.